Well, actually, I'm here with my company from the beginning. From the first event, I had the same spot like every year, you know. And after all that years, we learned that this is the most important outdoor event of the whole season. And a lot of orders, which are parted over the year, are made here. I always was a motorhead since I can walk, you know, so I modified my bicycle and then the mopeds and so on. So when I became 18, the first bike was a Honda, so I modified the Honda, and of course the big dream was a Harley Davidson. So then when I started working on the first Harley, it was so successful that it goes straight on the cover of a magazine in the same year, and that was actually the birth day of Walz hardcore cycles in 1991. When I started producing my own parts, like the drag style frame, it was totally different from all the other stuff which was already on the market and which was dominated by the Americans. And from that point on, something different hits the market when I started with the drag style frame. And so I never had worries about not becoming successful because the Americans are so dominated here in Europe. Because right after I developed and designed that frame, I went over to the United States and introduced a complete bike there at a Daytona Bike Week, and then the international success came day after day, you know. So that was actually the international breaking through in 1999 for our company. Well, in 2006, I won the American Biker Build-Off, and I was the first non-American who was invited to that show. And of course the first non-American who won it. In my opinion, the most essential thing is just 3 words: less is more, you know. All the parts which are mounted on that bikes have a function. There's no silly or stupid stuff which have no function just to look good. All the parts which are on the bike have a function and they have to work. And at the end it comes together to a one complete design. I think sound is one of the most important thing in the custom scene, you know, because sound comes together with emotion, and if a bike sounds really great, a lot of emotion comes in you when you ride the bike or if you stand beside the bike. From the point of my view, you know, I would say the bikes we build are really rideable, and that makes it stand out from probably 99% of the bikes which you can see here. I grew up in a small city called Hockenheim, which is close to the Hockenheim racetrack. So a lot of inspiration I had on my bikes are from the motorsport, not just from the bikes, also from the historical car racing like Ford GT40, Porsche 970 and stuff like that. And all the little details, when you look over a bike which I've built, you will see a lot of details which are inspired by old racing cars. You know, 90% of the bikes we build, we build by our own, all the components. When it comes to partnerships like Brembo or Öhlins front ends, we only work with high-end partners. And of course, there was one company, exhaust company, we have to work together with, that is Akrapovic, you know. That's standing out from all the other exhausts. And when I visited the factory, it was like in a hospital, you know. So it was very impressive, and Akrapovic, of course, is the best exhaust you can choose for a bike, and of course, it's good enough for our bikes.